Which fictional food is better? I'm not really a beer guy, but I think Duff sounds more enticing. Something about butter and beer doesn't sound tasty to me. Krabby Patty. I never understood why Nickelodeon doesn't franchise the Krusty Krab. They compete with like McDonald's and all the big dogs. Pretty patties are a recipe for disaster. That food poisoning would definitely clear you out. Let's go spaghetti tacos here. Ooh. Both were dreams of trying. I think ratatouille would be really fun to try though. I wonder if any restaurants actually make it like that. This is close, but the Jimmy Neutron candy always seemed amazing. Scooby snacks look like dog food biscuits. Beignets, I'm not sure I've ever tried before, but they look like a pretty good pastry, so them. Chocolate frog just sounds disgusting. I definitely want to try a Wonka bar. I think they actually used to make them, unless I'm being like Mandela affected. And finally, Garfield lasagna for sure. I've always thought that looked appetizing. I'm kind of getting hungry now. What is the best game in each genre? Fighting game? This definitely has to be Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's like the perfect fighting game. Best characters from a bunch of series, like Joker from Persona 5. The movesets are also super holistic. Adventure game? I mean, you can't go wrong with a classic Mario or Sonic title. I think Sonic Adventure 2 Battle is the best game I've ever played. Sega Snap with that one. RPG? I mean, I'm a big Persona fan. Any of them, really. I'm excited for Persona 3 Reload on February 2nd. It's like a reimagining of the game with state-of-the-art graphics, more modern features, and their signature UI. And it's cool because you really don't need to play any other Persona titles to jump in because it's all self-contained. So it's a really good place to start the franchise. And it's available for pre-order now for Windows, Steam, these PlayStation consoles, and these Xbox consoles. So make sure to pre-order it now ahead of its launch on February 2nd. Enjoy. I tested viral life hacks to see if they actually worked. Putting a wet paper towel next to you while cutting an onion will stop you from crying. So the moisture is supposed to pull the aroma towards itself instead of your eyes, and by golly, it did it. Add baking soda to your boiling egg to make it easier to peel. If anything, it made it a little bit harder, so I don't think that this was true. Use a towel or sweatshirt to easily clean your fans. This one was arguably the most practical one of them all and made it really easy to remove the dust. Toothpaste can be used to get rid of scratches. Now I remember doing this on my GameCube discs, but I don't think that it actually works. If you ever lose an earring, put a sock on a vacuum and it will easily find it, which it actually did without sucking it up. Nice. Use a fork when eating Oreos to have a better dipping experience. Assuming you stick it in right, you'll have that cream nice and milky. Starbucks gives you a free refill if you finish your drink in the store. I've known this one for a while now because it really is one of the best ones out there. Plugging your phone into a lemon will charge it, and it sounds super dumb, but I was really surprised with what happened. But go watch the full video to see them all. Which channel has more videos? I don't think Mr. Beast even has 1,000 videos. He doesn't upload a lot. Dude Perfect has been around forever, so it has to be them. No way, only 400 videos? That can't be right, jeez. Again, like Smosh has been around forever, so I'd bet they'd have close to like 5,000 videos at this point. Ryan's World with 1,000 more videos? Wow, his parents have him working. T-Series uploads like 5 music videos a day, I think. You don't become number one without a lot of volume, so definitely them. No shot. Wow, I'm terrible at this. I know Charlie has been doing 2 uploads every single day for like the past 5 years, so PewDiePie doesn't even really upload anymore. Okay, finally. They have a similar uploading cadence, and they started at the same time, but I feel Markiplier is a bit more active. Okay, there we go. Jake Paul still uploads his boxing stuff. I can't remember the last time I watched a Logan Paul video other than his podcast, so Jake, cool. Getting hot now. This one's easy, Coco Melon. Dream probably uploads the least out of anybody on this list. Yep, perfect. Which country has the best of these things? I think this has to be the US. We have Mr. Beast and Coco Melon. That alone seals the deal. Okay, architecture is probably somewhere in Europe. I feel like Italy or France is up there. Even the UK would be pretty high here. Based on appearance? I know people say the Australian dollar is the best, but I've never actually seen it before, so I'll say the US dollar. Animals. Where's the Serengeti? Like Tanzania, right? I'd say for animals, this would be a clear winner. Natural resources, across the board, it's either Russia or the United States. Size matters here. Public transportation, I'd say Japan. Super clean and efficient, and everybody on board is respectful. The best name? Uzbekistan comes to mind. That's fun to say. Otherwise, Madagascar kind of tickles my brain too. Sports? Like the market for sports or teams? The market is definitely the United States. People are addicted. And then fast food? Obviously the United States, also addicted.
Here's how long it takes to create an episode of famous shows. So a single episode of hand-drawn animated shows like Family Guy and SpongeBob can take up to 10 months to complete, so every episode is worked on concurrently to ensure that they can meet deadlines. Meanwhile, shows that leverage computer animation like South Park famously only take 6 days and sometimes less to generate an entire episode. Friends, being filmed in front of a live studio audience, is generally created in about 5 hours, so the scripting and screenwriting can add an additional few weeks, while shows like Game of Thrones take about 200 days to complete a single episode, to optimize for weather conditions and build out the intricate sets. A standard Hollywood movie takes about 1.5 years to complete, unless your Boyhood, which took 12 years to create, or The Other Side of the Wind, that took 48 years. Most anime episodes take about 2 months to complete, although some shows like Attack on Titan can stretch to a full year for one episode. And finally, Saturday Night Live, contrary to popular belief, takes 6 days to complete an entire episode. Pretty cool, right?
Will they be remembered 1,000 years from now? I don't think any character has that sort of staying power. He's like 25 years in, so he'd have to do like a really insane push to be remembered by the masses. I don't even think The Rock will be universally remembered in like 100 years, let alone 1,000, unless he becomes president or something absurd. But even then, I like Drake, but there's no way he's making it 1,000 years. His music isn't timeless like that. Though to be fair, like no artist probably makes it outside of classical music. This one's tough. Athletes are going to be so dominant by then that he'll probably be written out of the record book. Maybe. Jesus? Obviously. He's the most popular figure to have ever existed. I think Mr. Beast will do something to ensure he's relevant by then. He'll probably like schedule out a video 1,000 years from now about like space exploration and it'll go viral. This entirely depends on if the United States still exists. We're only 250 years in and we've gotten close a couple of times. I'd say yes though. And then Santa Claus? Yeah, I think he has the staying power. He's culturally significant. Do you prefer the normal characters or their alter egos? Normal Perry is a little slow. He's kind of boring without his whole getup, so I'd say Agent Perry. Clark Kent probably has the worst backstory of any superhero. Superman is just miles better. See here though, I'd say Bruce Wayne is better. I like when he's in his like depressed billionaire mode. It depends on what movie specifically. Like I think Tom Holland is better at Peter Parker than Spider-Man, but for the other two, I think I like Spider-Man more. Who is Boshi? That feels made up. It looks made up too. I'll go with Boshi, I guess. He looks cool. Sheik is definitely way cooler, because everybody can be a princess, but not everybody can be a ninja. I lied before. Bruce Banner is infinitely more lame than even Clark Kent. Hulk is the saving grace for every Hulk movie. And then, I like them both a lot, but I agree with Kira, so let's go with that.
These are the most pointless features in video games. So in Metal Gear Solid, there's a secret razor you can find that makes Snake clean shaven for the rest of the game, nothing else to it, and in Vanquish, mid-battle you can opt to have a smoke break and pull out a cigarette. Cyberpunk has a perk called Commando that gives you invisibility underwater, but the catch is that there's no water missions throughout the game, rendering it useless. In NBA 2K22, you can actually dive directly over the commentator's booth into the crowd, which sounds pointless until you realize in Luigi's Mansion 3, there's an entire button dedicated to Luigi saying Mario. In Borderlands, there's a task whereby you have to listen to a story from Grandma Flexington for over 20 minutes, and you have to actually listen because she quizzes you throughout, and if you get one wrong, then she restarts. In Fire Emblem 3 Houses, you can actually go up to dogs and pet them and give them treats, which is actually a theme in a lot of games like Overcooked and Red Dead Redemption 2. And speaking of Red Dead Redemption 2, you're supposed to clean up after yourself at the campground, but if you don't do it, the NPCs will just do it for you anyways. Pretty cool, right?
How long does it take to beat these video games? For as popular as Pac-Man is, I've never met anybody that's actually beaten it, so it must be hard, maybe like 50 hours. Only 2 hours? That's cake, wow. Can you even beat Animal Crossing? I know people who still play it to this day, so I'm sure it's infinite. 600 hours? Okay, I mean, what defines beating it? Breath of the Wild, I've played maybe like 10% of it, took me a few hours, maybe this is like 30, 50, okay, same thing. Tetris has to be endless. Either that or people just get bored and give up before the ending. I'm sure it's less than like 10 hours though. Yep, only 3. Minecraft? Like the Ender Dragon? I know Dream speedran the game in like 10 minutes, right? What? I guess I'm missing something. GTA 5, like the full story? I imagine that's like 30 plus hours, somewhere there. Wow, I'm an oracle. And then, I mean, Mario platformers usually take like 20 hours. All right, maybe I'm just bad. These are the worst marketing fails of all time. So Dove had an ad for their body wash that featured a black woman taking off her sweater and turning white, implying that after you wash your body, you'll feel cleaner. Holiday Inn put out a commercial that basically compared their hotel upgrades to a guy transitioning to become a girl by stating, if a guy can do this, imagine what $1 billion can do for us. AIDS, the old appetite suppressant chocolate company, had ads in the 70s with people bragging about how good the AIDS chocolate was for their weight loss. Honestly, just pretty bad timing with that one. Reebok put out an ad that read, cheat on your girlfriend, not on your workout, to inspire people to stay fit, just not fit for their relationships. A Krispy Kreme in England had KKK Wednesdays, which stood for the Krispy Kreme Club. And finally, Bloomingdale's put out an ad reading, spike your best friend's eggnog when they're not looking, but nobody really knows why. Pretty bad, right?
Who has more subscribers? T-Series is still king as of now. I think this year, though, Mr. Beast will pass them. It's inevitable at this point. Closing in. I don't actually know. I'd guess Logan Paul because I think he's over 20. Wow, they really are perfect business partners. Surely this has to be Taylor Swift, right? I mean, Marshmallow's big, but I don't think he has tens of millions of subscribers. Wow, never mind. How is that even possible? Must be posting shorts. It's crazy to say, but Cocomelon is much bigger than the WWE. They have every kid under 5 in a chokehold. Yep, not literally. When in doubt, go with the kids' channels. Nice, pretty close though. Based on how this is going, I'd guess 5-minute crafts. They're just so like generally appealing, they reach more people. Yep, a lot more. And then, okay, this is Markiplier. I know he has over 30. Spot on.
These are the most stolen items. So the most stolen food in the world is cheese, with 4% of all cheese on shelves getting stolen and resold to restaurants. In stores like Target or Walmart, the most commonly shoplifted item is usually nail polish or some other cosmetic. However, if going through self-checkout, then condoms and pregnancy tests are stolen way more frequently. Drugstores like Walgreens and CVS follow suit, with baby formula and over-the-counter drugs being stolen fairly regularly. The most commonly stolen vehicle is the Chevy Silverado, with nearly 50,000 thefts in 2023 alone. Unsurprisingly, wallets are the most commonly pickpocketed item, and jewelry is the most stolen item in home robberies. The most stolen book in the world is the Bible, even though you could find one for free at your local church, and the most stolen dogs are Yorkshire Terriers, followed by Labradors. And finally, the most stolen apparel item is usually some form of denim, as it resells well to thrifters and secondary market buyers. Pretty cool, right?